It's extremely explosive. Like,
Yeah.
you just don't want to be caught with your pants down, so.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it the other day. Magus of the Bazaar is a card that's legal in Modern.
Yeah, it is.
And you can
100%.
definitely, get a dredge engine going.
Okay.
We're talking about Golgari Grave Trolls. It should be fine.
Uh-oh. There we go. All right, so we got deck lists here. I got James, and for those of you just joining us, this is GPT again for Los Angeles, and this is the top 8. This is actually the semifinals. So we got Naya allies on James's side, and I don't know what a stock list looks like, but we're gonna start with the spells. We got 4 Collected Company, 4 Path to Exile, 4 Lightning Bolt, and then creature-wise we have 4 Hot of Freeblade, 2 Champion of the Parish, 3 Expedition Envoys. That rounds out our 1-drops. 2 drops are Oran Reef Survivalist and Kazandu Blademaster, both excellent. When we have 4 Akom Battle Singer as a 2-drop as well. And then as our kind of like our bullets, we've got Lantern Scout. We got one of those.
One Lantern Scout?
Yeah, that's a questionable choice for me
Seems
as well.
loose. I would play more.
I would definitely play more. And then there's 3 Kabira Evangel and then 2 Firemental Mage. I guess the argument is
Kabira Evangel.
Kabira Evangel gives your guys protection from any color every
okay.
time it's for allies. But here's the thing about Lantern Scout is maybe it is actually not that great.
Does he have more in the sideboard?
He has 1 more in the
okay.
sideboard, yeah. So obviously,
It's
I mean, it's fine, and he's actually got 1. Chris quizzed me on this. He's got 1 Arlen card in the sideboard. That's kind of spicy. I mean, it's not going to come in this matchup. But it might.
What matchup would it? Yeah.
Actually, it might come up in this matchup.
I guess you'd bring it in against the more control-y decks. But
Yeah, definitely.
You definitely don't want to bring in 4 mana spells. I'm not sure.
No, me neither. What I suggested is that, like, well, in this flex spot, if you're gonna play a Planeswalker, I much prefer Xenagos and Domri in like the control matchups, right? So we're not currently like looking at that as a possibility, but let's see. I mean, let's see what James can muster up here.
I'm always for Domri.
Akom.
Domri is my boy.
Domri's won you quite a few games of Magic. I speak from experience.
Going over to Felipe's list, it looks
Fairly stock.
fairly standard. He's got 4 Beasts Within main, which is, it's a flex spot between, 2 to 4, depending on what hate you're expecting. 3 Living Ends is standard, the 4 of Cascade Spells, 4 Spirit Guides, 4 Avalanche Rider in his main. That's pretty spicy.
That's not a common choice.
That is not. I do like that.
I do like that quite a lot. Yeah, it's super cool.
Sometimes it is kind of tough to get to 4 mana in Living End, so like that could be a problem.
Well, in one of his matches earlier on stream, he actually he got Geo by putting by you Spirit Guiding one out.
Sure,
that was pretty good.
Yeah,
because I think he went the turn before he went Fulminator Mage into that, and that was pretty good.
Yeah, killing the lands is a plan you can go with in Living End.
Yeah, especially with Beast Within as well.
Yeah,
I mean wow, he's got the double Akom what are these guys? Battle Singer opening, which is kind of crazy.
What does that card do?
It gives +1/+0 when a ally comes into play, and it has haste. So right now, these guys are big.
So they both are pumping the team +1/+0, so +2/+0 total.
Yeah. This is a big swing.
Is it each other creature? Or
I have to double check that. I think it might
okay.
be themselves, but it also might actually just be the team.
So that's 6. That's a lot of damage right there.
It's quite a lot of damage.
So Felipe is definitally going to have to go off this turn.
Yeah, just even as just a wrath, like
he'll force the.
He'll get some guys into
here.
play, but. All right, I'm just gonna get the Oracle text back on Battle Singer.
He does have a Violent Outburst in hand, so he can Living End this turn.
It definitely. Oh, sorry. Battle Singer is whenever it enters the battlefield or an ally enters the battlefield under your control, you may have ally creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. So yeah, that guy's big game.
Sure.
So I think Felipe's definitely gonna go for like the instant speed version of his kill.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no reason not to.
It's not going to be a kill here. He only has 2 Deadshot Minotaurs in the bin at the moment. He could have a Street Wraith in hand. I haven't got a good look. Oh, it looks like he does have 2 actually.
But Street Wraithing here is kind of rough. Like he's at 4.
James has Lightning Bolt, right?
James has Lightning Bolts, and they do know this. They have seen each other's deck lists. So Felipe definitely considering he probably can't Street Wraith or cycle the Street Wraiths.
Yeah, if the opponent has Lightning Bolt in their deck, you cannot go below 4.
Yeah, you cannot go below 4. This is the ideal number. Well, not ideal, but yes. So wrathing the board is great here, especially if James is stuck on land. That's going to mean that Felipe can start to like redeploy while also like keeping up pressure and having a blocker back, so that's kind of good. But otherwise, I think this is still anyone's game. I mean, 2 lightning bolts can kill Felipe even on opposite turns.
Sure, and James also has the chance to deploy after combat.
Yeah. So let's see if he has something. I don't know what he could have. Like this was like a crazy opening for the lands that he has. So I think this is another 1-drop. Yeah. Hada Free Blade. All right. Kind of embarrassing with these Minotaurs in front of him, but the potential is high.
They are only 3/4s, so a couple more allies pushes that guy over.
Yeah, it's true.
It looked like Felipe will probably go for the Fulminator.
This is a strong play. I think he goes for Fulminator Mage, blows up the Sacred Foundry. He doesn't have to do it now, but
I would definitely do it now.
I mean, you can do it on upkeep. It doesn't. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. Yeah, you should do it now. Don't let him.
Definitely do it before he
Don't let him lightning bolt, right? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I would hit it now and then just probably crash in for 3. Keep one guy back.
It's risky.
Let's just say, because I can't see his hand. Let's say James has the lightning bolt anyways. He just he would have used it, right?
No. Probably. No, he didn't have a chance.
He didn't have a chance because
he cast his creature instead
Sure.
of potentially casting lightning bolt.
Yeah, because like I don't know. I don't like sending in both of those guys, to be honest. But yeah.
I think if you're Felipe, you definitely have the advantage right now. He has another Fulminator in hand, so he can take James off of whatever land he gets. It looks like he drew a Beast Within, I believe.
I think he's debating whether to crack now because I think that's an Avalanche Rider in his hand.
He also has an Avalanche Rider, yes.
But that's too risky.
To go to 3?
Yeah, like no matter what, even if he had a chance to cast it and he hasn't yet.
Yeah, I mean he's got another Fulminator, so he's got a play that he could make. And I mean at this point I might send in with the Deadshot Minotaur at least one.
Yeah, at least one. Two's risky.
Yeah, you got the Fulminator on blocking duty.
Yeah, perfect. There we go. So all according to plan. I mean, yeah, very comfortably in the driver's seat. Well, maybe not comfortably, but definitely in the driver's seat at this point.
He's definitely still at risk for losing here. I mean, 4 life is not a safe life total at all. I mean, he can keep James down on land, but I haven't seen his hand at all, so
James
not really sure.
Keeping it pretty close to the chest. It's hard to see. I think he was a little embarrassed earlier because he made like a flub on stream.
Oh, okay.
And so now he's playing a little bit more cautiously, maybe not letting us know everything that's going on.
I see.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. So not fetching, obviously, this is the correct choice. Should draw and see what his options could be depending on whatever land he needs. I mean, well, it wouldn't even take that much to turn this around. There is a let's see.
Yeah, if he draws the guy that you said that gives protection from
protection from red.
Protection from red, he pushes that guy through for 3 damage at least. How much? What's the CMC of that guy? Is it 3?
Is it 3? It's 3. Yeah.
Oh,
the whole thing is Coco, so
he'd need to draw a land.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, like a land also, and then he has Fire Mantle Mage, which makes blocks like crazy. Like, there's also that.
Yeah, that's not that great here.
No,
the
not
Deadshot
particularly.
Minotaur's at 3/4.
But this is a board that is rebuildable.
Yeah,
easily
for sure. I mean, he forced the action on Felipe's side to, sort of to go off earlier than he would like to. You don't usually want to be casting Living End with only 2 creatures in the bin. You want to be casting it so that your next swing is lethal or at least overwhelming.
Yes. Insurmountable.
Yeah, that too.
Demonic Shred wouldn't be terrible here, I think. Oh no, it would be terrible. What am I talking about? It would wrath the board.
Well, you don't have to cast Living End.
That's true. Yeah, so Demonic Dread wouldn't be like super
Demonic
bad?
Dread is a spell I've cast without casting Living End many times. I mean, he could. Why would you think it's not terrible here?
Just to force through damage. Yeah, just like put James at 8 because like I actually do think that the longer you like the lightning bolt is a real cost. Like I don't think you can let him draw into it.
Yeah.
Plus, like, even if Felipe has it in his head, like all fetch lands are dead, and he has to play extremely conservatively. So
yeah. Oh well, I mean, Felipe does have 4 mana sources at this point, which casts most of the spells in his deck without too much pain. James looks like he has several white cards. I can't really make them out.
Yeah. Not a good showing for Naya allies in this first game.
Well, I mean,
really strong start.
He put the beats down.
Yeah, really strong start. I was incredibly impressed with that. That was an insane start, but not quite enough. Felipe had it on turn. It was turn 4, I believe.
I mean, I know James is afraid of this Fulminator Mage, but he does need to deploy some kind of threats.
Yeah, he needs to advance his board
somehow. He can't
somehow.
sit back forever.
Exactly. But I mean, it's kind of rough. He has Keswick Wolfrun, so I'm sure that like his mana is super tight. Like if he,
well, I mean, if you fetch here and get an actual land, Felipe is somewhat priced into destroying his land, so he can't really attack anymore. So it gives you a little more time, at least James a little more time to, and especially if he deploys another threat, more time to sort of draw into another land and deploy more things.
Yeah, I bet. Well, so I think the real thing that he's considering is this fetch land can't get a dual land because of the Fulminator Mage.
Sure. I mean,
so
he
like
can fetch a plains.
that's what I'm saying. So he has to choose between plains or potentially red for lightning bolt, like or mountain for lightning bolt, right? So. I think that's a pretty significant choice. He has to weigh the cost of it, and I mean I don't have an answer, so we'll just see how this game develops. But it seems to me,
yeah, I keep doing it.
it seems to me, oh, this is Avalanche Rider. Yeah, this is bad.
So Avalanche Rider's coming in, probably going to pop that Wolf Run.
I mean, it seems like the best choice. Yeah,
and I'd imagine it will be swinging in with at least one Minotaur. I do like that, putting James down to 6, so the Demonic Dread is lethal next turn. Like I said, I mean, James is just kind of sitting back. You know, we can't see his hand, so we don't know if he can actually play anything, but I think he needed to...
There's definitely a red spell in his hand.
Well, I think he needed to make some sort of action last turn. Like, he can't just continue to sit there.
Yeah, this is a... We're definitely going to move into Game 2 pretty soon, so we can start talking about maybe potential sideboards. Like this is this looks like almost done. There are very few draws for James here, so we can talk about what we can expect. So Arlen Cord potentially actually very good, making a token every turn. That's not going to be hit by living end, or doesn't really matter.
Too slow.
I do agree it's too slow, but I'm just saying I don't think it's the actual worst. Ruined Halo not coming in, but there's one copy of Rest in Peace. It's not enough copies. One copy of Rest in Peace, because they can still beat that. That's very beatable for the living end.
Rest in Peace is a little tougher. I mean, as far as hate cards go, like Rest in Peace is one of the tougher ones to beat. You know, Relic is much easier. It's really easy to play around Relic as living end player. You know, you just kind of play your cycles a little bit differently.
Sure.
But Rest in Peace is tough.
Well,
they still have Beast Within, so that's
what I mean. Like they already have it main deck, so they have like
they
have a way to interact with it ahead of time. Is what I mean. So okay, James is going down to 3 here, getting a Sacred Foundry. So I'm extremely curious as to what he thinks he can accomplish. Not in a bad way. I'm just saying as if. Let's see. I mean, maybe he does. Maybe he drew another red source and he's gonna.
Well, I think this was end of turn.
Oh, that's.
I'm not sure as I was looking down. But maybe it is, maybe it wasn't. I'm not exactly sure. I think they're clearing, or it looks like they're clearing something up.
Lightning Bolt. So he did have a Lightning Bolt in hand. So yeah, his
Going
out
to the head.
So yeah, I'm not sure. So Felipe goes to 1.
So that
James draws his
looked
card.
like a bit of a desperation move.
Yeah, it looks like we're definitely scooping it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the board here, I only see the one Rest in Peace. I don't see anything else that I would love. Yeah, actually, it's just Rest in Peace. Maybe he'll have to bring in these Ruined Halos after all.
Seems.
I don't think so.
Seems kind of poor.
Yeah, it doesn't seem good. Ondu Cleric, no, it doesn't seem great. Another Lantern Scout. I mean, I love that card, but I don't think this is the match for it.
What does Ondu Cleric do?
It's
not War Cleric?
It's not War Cleric. It's it's another one. When allies come into play, you gain life equal to the amount of allies you have.
Oh, okay.
It's a 2-mana guy. Yeah, I don't think that guy's gonna come in.
No, that doesn't seem good.
Yeah.
So over on Felipe's side, he has 2 Damping Matrix. I'm not sure.
Turns out
what that
ETBs,
card... Oh, okay.
doesn't it? We can Oracle that right now. But yeah,
If
what
so,
else?
that seems pretty good.
That seems very good against this ally deck, right?
Yeah.
So
is that a 2-mana thing? Or
it's a 2-mana artifact, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. So 2 Damping Matrix, 3 Brindle Boars. Brindle Boar's more for the burn matchup.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know if we'd see that here.
I misspoke. Damping Matrix is activated ability, so no, not
so
Torpor
coming
Orb.
in here.
Yeah, not Torpor Orb.
4 Ingot Chewers doesn't seem very good. 3 Ricochet Traps, 3 Fairy Macabres.
Fairy Macabres actually might be okay.
Nah.
Just because like if you trade creatures and then you can exile his graveyard and then
Yeah, yeah. Usually, there's none in Philippe's main deck, which is usually where you see those, at least one or two, so you can kind of go off with your opponent having creatures in the bin.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So he may bring those in, but he may not. I mean, it looked like the action was forced pretty early in the last game.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's at least considering them right now.
Well, the other thing is too is like they are flyers. Like if you can get them into play after like a living in, like they can't get you can't clog up the ground. Like that's what at least that's what I think. It seems that.
Well, the problem there is that Deadshot Minotaur is not a May.
Oh wow. Okay.
So the interaction with the Fairy Macabres and the Deadshot Minotaurs is a little poor.
Kind of real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So like, also I don't know if Philippe's playing Architect of Thought, or not Architect of Thought.
Architects of Will or something.
Yeah,
like that?
Architects of Will. Is that right?
I think that's yeah. That's another one. That
Yeah.
one that card's actually really good.
It is
Because it lets you. It's like a ponder effect, isn't it? Something similar to that.
No. It's you get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck or your opponent's deck and put them back in any order. But it is an artifact, so it plays poorly alongside Ingot Chewer, which you bring in for the the relics and the various graveyard hate.
Right. That's definitely Architects of Will.
Yeah, which is also not a May, which is something I've come across as well, where you have to destroy your own stuff, which is super awkward.
Yeah, I mean it's the same idea with Avalanche Rider.
Yeah.
Avalanche Rider's not a May.
Oh, so if your opponent has no land, you have to destroy your own land?
Yeah.
Darn.
I mean, if they have no land, I guess.
That's a little less of a risk scenario, I think.
I suppose, yeah. Like, that's definitely not going to happen as much.
Like, okay, I guess.
Did I win the game yet? I mean, it's kind of feels like that sometimes, but... So they're shuffling up for game 2. I don't suspect there's a lot that... I didn't see, but I don't suspect there's a lot that James could side in, realistically.
Yeah, I mean, they were definitely going through their sideboards. Felipe was looking at the Fairy Macabres. I didn't see if he had actually moved them over to his deck or not. James, I'm not sure.
Could be a bluff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, pro level play.
Yeah.
Put 3 cards in, take 3 cards out.
Yeah.
Take the same ones out.
Take the same ones out. Just to show them.
Yeah. Just put the fear in them.
Yeah, there's literally nothing else. I can't think of anything. You know what card I would actually like, that doesn't really fit the plan.
Another Rest in Peace.
Another Rest in Peace would definitely be very good. But like Batterskull, Batterskull seems like a pretty reasonable threat against a living end deck, right?
I mean, how many lands does he have? It doesn't seem like he's on a high land count.
So not counting the fetches, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12. All right, 13.
So 21 lands in his deck total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not
doesn't seem like you can play
very
Batterskull there.
Yeah. But like a resilient thing like that, but how are you gonna know you're gonna play against living end?
Yeah. Are any number of the allies also warriors?
I couldn't tell you that.
You know of?
Not that I know of. What are you trying to get at?
Oh, I mean, you could always bring in like a Mardu Woe Reaper. Reaper.
Mardu Woe Reaper. True.
Standard all-star.
That guy's crashed into the red zone quite a few times.
Yeah.
In his day, he has reaped some woes.
Yeah.
Oh wow, no turn
James
1 play from
has
James.
No turn 1 play.
That's not how we win these matches.
And it does look like Felipe has a lot of lands and not much action in the cycle department.
No cyclers. Maybe 1, 2.
Oh yes, at least a Deadshot Minotaur. But it did look like a lot of lands. One of the unfortunate things about living in is sometimes you get hands like that where you just cycle, and then you just draw a bunch of lands. I mean, there's not that many lands in the deck, but you can definitely get shut down by your own deck.
That's true. No, that's 100% true. So James fetching up a Sacred Foundry here. Depending on what his hand looks like, I don't love the choice of getting a shock, just because again, like Fulminator Mage is such a real threat.
Well, how many basics does he have in total? Is it just 3?
It's 3.
Yeah, okay.
So, depending on it depends completely on what's in his hand. But like, if he doesn't have any of the basics, I would like getting.
On the play, I'm a little less worried about Fulminator Mage because you're going to get to play some number of spells before any Fulminators come down.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Especially if you come down fast. Felipe's going to have to play some sort of sweeper. He's going to have to live again earlier than he'd like. Like I said, what?
So the Cavern of Souls naming humans.
Great.
That's our spotter on the.
I see.
Spotter on the tournament board. Can he hear us?
Can everybody see that, or
no? Just
okay, just us.
Just us. Yeah. Just so you guys know, there's a little pop-up came up just to tell us what was what was being named on that Cavern of Souls. Just a little friendly reminder.
Not sure what card that was that Felipe just drew. It looked like Rampant Growth, but that can't be right.
That is absolutely not correct.
I'm gonna lean
That's a
in.
Brindlebore.
I'm gonna lean in on
Actually,
it again.
Brindlebore is not bad.
Brindlebore.
Okay, Brindlebore actually. Okay, I can see it's not great.
I don't love that.
No, it's not great, but you can't fault him. He's facing down a beatdown deck. If he has Brindlebores that he can just cast, it maybe lets him put off a living end for a turn or so.
Sure.
So I don't hate that.
I don't love it.
I
Brindlebore is
I
one
agree.
of the least
impactful.
one of the least exciting cards in the living end sideboard. It's a necessary evil.
It is a necessary evil. It's true, but I think it's gonna be fine here. It's gonna block a guy. It's gonna sack and gain 4 life. It's good. It's like a double fog.
Double fog. I mean, James is definitely coming out much slower than he did in the last game here.
Yeah, I think so. Part of me thinks that maybe he wants to pace himself and make 2 threats versus the 3 or 4 that he tried to deploy at the same time, and then gets punished by living end. But I don't think you can play that game because the longer you give Felipe, the bigger his living end's gonna get.
Yeah. I don't think he necessarily got punished by the living end. I mean, he put Felipe to 4.
Yeah.
I think he got punished by his lack of aggression following the living end. It seemed like he didn't want to play anything after that.
Go. Yeah.
He had the land available. To go fetch a basic, go start deploying something out of his hand. Again, we couldn't see his hand, so I don't know if he could actually deploy anything. Right. But most of his threats cost 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So he could have probably played something.
Well, it looks like my intuition was wrong. Anyways, it seems as if James actually has a very aggressive start. Just decided to lead with the 2-drop, Gazandu, because he's going to get more damage out of it. And I think that's true. If he has a 1-drop here, this signifies a lot of damage. This is a lot of damage. So it's 1, 2, 3,
what is it,
4.
The Blade Singer? Or
Blade Battle Singer. Akko Battle Singer.
Does that give haste?
It has haste itself.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not gonna. Yeah, if it's not like a Goblin Bushwhacker, but this is a big swing.
It's gonna be a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is a big swing.
So
3, 4, 5. That's a 5, and the Battle Singer is also a 4.
7 damage. It looks like. Oh, it's 4.
Yeah, because it's a 2/1,
triggers.
and there was 2 triggers.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah.
It triggers on itself, and it triggers obviously. So, yeah, that's a chunk of Philippe's life.
So I don't know if I would have deployed the free. That is a free blade, the 1-drop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would have deployed the free blade there.
Just fearing a wrath, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, still, Felipe only has 1 creature in the yard, so it's not that big of a problem.
But it doesn't matter.
You do kind of want to hold back your threats. You are kind of forcing him into doing it on the next turn.
Yeah, because even so, right now, if Felipe just has a land and he goes Demonic Dread and he gets a 4 for 1, that puts him right back in it.
Mm-hmm.
This is not
he may go for the Brindlebore plan here.
Yeah, I told you. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Does
Brindlebore? Here we go.
James have a Tarka's command or anything like that in his deck?
James does not have a Tarka's command, so
okay.
he can't. He's actually not a go wide deck.
Okay.
It's definitely more of a
pump up the allies.
Pump up the guys, yeah. Because so the 1-drops are Hada, Freeblade, and Champion of the Parish. And the reason why he names human off of Cavern Souls is because everything is a human.
Yeah, everything's human. Sure.
So he's definitely on the build a Voltron guy, or build a couple of these huge dudes and then just crash.
So
the Akko and Battle Singer obviously helps in that respect as well.
If James has a removal spell followed by a couple allies, I'm pretty sure he wins here.
That's game, yeah. So, Felipe opting for a riskier line that puts another creature in the graveyard, obviously, but yeah, I think you're absolutely right. If we have, so he's doing math. It seems James has an inkling that it might be lethal if he did draw a removal spell.
Yeah, the math is a little tough with all your guys triggering off of everything.
Yeah, a lot of triggers. Definitely a lot of triggers.
I mean, he's got 4. Is this thing a 1/1?
It is a 1/1. Yeah,
okay.
the Blade Master is going to be
he's got
4/4.
8 on board.
This looks like a Lantern Scout though.
Ooh.
Oh,
no.
Even worse.
That's bad news.
That is oh man.
Bad news, Boars.
That is way worse. Does that guy have haste?
He does not.
No, he just gives menace, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gosh,
So
if he gave haste, that'd be crazy.
Pumping the team.
Triggers, pumping the team.
So it's +2, +5 total. So that's 13. I think that's just short of lethal.
It's just short of lethal. He's gonna gain 4, right? So goes to 15. Takes a bunch of damage, but I mean,
Yeah, he's definitely putting Felipe.
Felipe.
Felipe. You know, putting him to it again. You know, he's gonna have to sack the boar here. I don't think that's lethal. It's 6, 9 plus 4.
No,
is
I don't
13,
believe so.
So he's gonna be at 2.
Which puts him dead to lightning bolt, right?
Yep.
So
Again, forcing the action.
but here's the thing: living end completely reverses this, because then
well,
the brindle boar also lets him gain another 4 life. So putting him out of bolt range.
Sure.
Oh, I guess he goes to 3. Did we count that wrong? We
I might have.
So is there? Okay, so he does have
He's got a violent outburst.
a violent outburst. So like we're wrapping this board 100%.
But it looks like the rest of his hand is garbage.
Is nothing.
Yeah, just a bunch of lands.
Yeah. So not the best living end, but still a very good one.
Okay, I like living in right now before James untaps. Otherwise, you just die to a bolt in response to your living
Brindle
end.
boar, yeah, or your living end, yeah, in general. All right, so we're gonna lose all these guys. James has nothing in the bin. I don't know what's in his hand. But if it's another, say, Battle
He
Singer.
has 2 or 3 more cards. Looks like one of them may have been Lightning Bolt.
Oh, really? Well, it's still not going to be quite enough here with Brindle Boar.
Yeah, a couple white cards and a Lightning Bolt.
All right, so does he crack here? What do you think?
Those creatures do not have haste.
No, but does he crack the Brindle Boar? Is what I mean.
Right now, James doesn't have a second red source, but I don't know if I'd necessarily just jam that.
Kazandu. Okay.
That guy has vigilance.
Vigilance and first strike.
Oh.
He's a knight ally.
That's a good guy.
He's an upgraded version of the one that Gideon makes.
Don't like him tapping his red source here.
Yeah. Probably signifying Path to Exile though.
Sure. The path on the dead shot.
Yeah, Path on the dead shot.
Looks like Felipe might just deploy another dead shot here.
I don't. Doesn't. Yeah, I don't. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a 3/4 to Aiden's or James's almost non-existent board. So.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that's the only play he has besides Beast Within.
No, he could play the Simian Spirit guy, but I mean that's not exciting.
Oh no.
oh no.
That seems like an awful attack. No, don't do it, James. Don't fall for the trap.
Oh wow.
So, James opted not to just take the 3 and save the path for a post-combat blocker.
Yep. He might just not put Felipe on having anything to, because he hasn't been cycling. You know, he hasn't.
Sure.
So he might just put him on nothing. But we know better.
You can't just do that especially if he's attacking. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I think you definitely just take the 3 here. You're at a very comfortable life total. If Felipe follows up with a creature, you path that, and then he only has Brindle Boar left to block.
And you could probably possibly catch him sleeping, and he cracks it in response, and you lightning bolt.
And then bolt him.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the card in hand.
The line definitely existed where James could have got him.
Yeah, and I think playing in this position, you gotta maximize those moments.
Yeah. I mean,
you
gotta take every chance to wreck your nerd opponents.
I have no words. But he's wearing a hockey jersey, so clearly.
That doesn't mean anything. There's hockey nerds.
Stop it.
Have you ever seen Kevin? What's his name? Silent Bob.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Kevin Smith. I was gonna say Kevin James, but that's not right. I don't know. He could or could not be a nerd.
Deadshot Minotaur. Sure. All right, so. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. The attack for stuff, I don't even love the attack that much.
Yeah, the attack seemed really bad.
Yeah, I don't love the attack that much. This has got to be a Coco, right? Like we haven't seen a single one yet.
I don't know if he had a Coco in hand.
Is it Alcombe?
Protection from green.
Oh, you're dead.
You're dead, sir.
Oh no, he's not. I forgot about the Brindle Boar. Jeez.
Oh sure. So
doing work.
The base
What's wrong
power
with
of
you?
this thing is a 2.
It's right now. No, it's a 1/1 with a
okay.
1/1 counter on it, and then it'll get a second one obviously here.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this is definitely representing like real lethal next turn because I'm sure he has another ally. Yeah.
And especially if he has a lightning bolt, again, just dead.
Just dead. So Brindle Boar. I mean, this is the signal, right? Yeah, he's got it.
He has
got him.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so maneuvered it to such a way that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But he had to draw a land there because he did
had
not
to draw
have that land.
Yeah. So I think in the instance that you were just mentioning, taking the 3 damage is 100% negligible. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, just take 3 damage, and then Yeah, path the blocker.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then-
it turned out that the blocker was not relevant there because he had the protection.
Because he had the protection guy, yeah.
But still, he needed to have, he needed to draw another land for that to be lethal.
Yes.
If he did not draw a land, he could play the guy and get in for damage. Felipe could sack the boar, go to 4. So there would be a little more play to the game, but it's definitely not playing optimally. I don't think.
No, I don't think so either. I think you miss the points you miss in that on if you don't hit off the top of your library is actually the difference between losing that game, right? Like, because if he just never hits a land, like the window closes pretty quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Trying to see what Felipe is taking out here.
I'm on the opinion he's just like putting 5 cards in, taking the same 5 cards out. Oh, those are
Avalanche Riders coming.
Those are
back in.
Avalanche Riders. Yeah, I mean when you're on the play, Avalanche Rider, Fulminator Mage, way better. Way better. So hopefully we get those. James also, I mean, he's consulting his sideboard, but I can't see what he would bring in. Like,
I mean, if he brought in Arlen Core, now would be the time to take it out.
Yeah, being on the draw, sure. He does have this is really interesting. He has Return to the Ranks.
Yeah.
In the sideboard, I don't know. I can't imagine that comes in here, right?
It's possible actually. I mean, it's kind of like a counter to his Living End.
Yeah, once the guys go to the bin.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, it does cost a lot of mana to use.
Costs quite a lot of mana.
Yeah, I mean it's.
And he's been choked this whole game. I mean, it's anecdotal, but still.
That's 2 white and X return X target creatures that cost 2 or less to the battlefield.
Yep.
I believe.
And especially because he gets all those triggers simultaneously.
Yeah.
It's actually.
I could actually see that coming in.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, anything with Wraths,
Yeah.
Return to the Ranks seems very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
We kind of overlooked that in the sideboard tech. It's a not often seen card from Magic Origins, I believe.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because it did start to see a little bit more play.
Worse Rally the Ancestors.
Specifically because of Rally. It's like Rally the Ancestors 5 and 6.
Yeah.
In the decks that really just want to see the combo piece.
Yeah.
So.
Really? People were playing that? I don't think I ever saw it.
Yeah, it was they used the 8 well, not 8 I guess, but the 8 Blood Artist effects.
Sure.
And just build themselves and then try to fireball you out with those. So
cool.
Yeah, I mean I don't know how playable that deck is. It certainly was bad with Eldrazi running around.
Yeah.
Because there's just two Thought Monster is just completely it just tore that deck apart.
Yeah.
And the clocks were obviously fast. I mean, this is most decks in Modern during that time period. But now I don't see it being very bad. But I do assume that Rest in Peace will go up in some numbers in sideboards specifically because of Living End, but also because of the Thopter combo.
Yeah, I mean the format is sort of wide open at the moment. Nobody knows what decks are good.
Yeah.
Results from the few tournaments that there have been so far have been pretty varied.
Yeah, very actually, yeah, super varied.
Basically, Jerry Thompson is the only person that can win with Thopter combo.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. And he actually is not a proponent of the deck. He actually doesn't. He hates it. He says I would not play this deck again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said so. He played
after the coverage from the Invitational.
Yeah, that's what he said on camera.
Oh, okay.
So he said last week I played this deck and it was okay, so I changed a few things up.
Yeah.
And then I played this deck in this tournament and I just don't like it. I'm not going to play it again. Everything. The problem with this particular version of the deck, he said, is that whenever you draw things, you don't have more than two combos in the deck. So whenever you draw cards and you don't hit your combo, it's literally just drawing air.
Yeah.
Because it's all Talisman of Dominance.
Yeah,
and
especially
then
if you draw one piece. And,
yeah.
The cards just do nothing by themselves.
That's what. Yeah, exactly. That's what he said. He's there's just not enough action in it, which is fine. I think that's a good insight to have. But I'm sure there is an optimal version of the deck.
Well, I saw him mostly, leaning on the Gifts Ungiven Burial Rites package.
Which, if that's the case, just play that deck.
Yeah, just play that deck and leave the Thopter Swords out of it.
Exactly. That's how I feel. So. But that being the case, I think we'll
ready
see
for Game 3 here.
Yeah, we're getting ready for Game 3. We'll catch up on that tech later. If they do. I don't think it's going to show up in this top 8. In fact, I know it won't. But no one showed up with Thopters today. Not a single person.
Cards are pretty expensive, let me tell you.
Not a single person showed up with Ancestral Vision either.
Those cards are also really. Geo doesn't have it.
No, Geo doesn't have any.
Oh. Huh.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's really good in Grixis.
Oh, I'm sure it's really. Oh, so both players mulling to 6. But yeah, of course it's really good in Grixis. But that doesn't just mean you can just suddenly have them.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's good in the deck, but the cards cost a lot.
Yeah. So the opportunity cost, because this is exactly also what Jerry T said, is the thing about. I guess specifically it's about his deck. The thing about Ancestral Vision is like you would think that it'd be really good in this deck because I have a combo and I want to draw like a critical mass of things to to deploy my combo.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
However, again, like sometimes you just draw nothing but air.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that would be true of this Grixis deck. That cannot possibly be true. It's all threats, all answers,
yeah,
right?
That's
but
all you want. All you want to do in that deck is draw cards.
Yeah. So, but I don't know if like it's that much better than Serum Visions.
It's absolutely that much better than Serum Visions in my opinion. Oh,
you don't have to cash it in though. Like you just
draw 7 cards. No, it looks like he's
no,
on
that's
6.
Like, well, the difference being it's like Ancestral Visions pays off on turn 4 if you play it on turn 1, and for him at least, Serum Visions he can just draw the card now and then see these next 2 draw steps. So there is an argument, that I mean, no way, Ancestral Visions is a million times better. However, I think the format is fast enough that you probably don't have time for it.
I don't think that's true at all. I mean, the Grixis control deck makes time. Like that's what the deck does.
Yeah, it's like
but
the
anyway,
Blue Jun.
Let's go back to the match.
Shut up, Chris. Okay. So Expedition Envoy, the weakest actually of all the 1-drops.
Yeah. 2/1 does nothing.
2/1 actually does nothing. It is Elite Vanguard, Savannah Lions, Mardu War Reaper, all those cards. Actually, it's worse than all of those. Almost.
Lowered in rarity. Well, I think it has more upside than most of them. I mean, since it is a relevant
since an ally, yeah, it is a. Okay, so Monstrous Carabid is our cycle.
Also, one of the.
No, that's Slow Peel. Jeez.
One of the bigger cycling creatures.
Yeah, it's a 4/4, right?
4/4.
Yeah. So we definitely have enough lands to go off on turn 3. Will we have enough creatures that it? Oh, that's 2 street rates.
He's got at least 2 other cyclers in his hand. Looks like another Carabid at least, and possibly a Minotaur.
I saw 2 street rates.
Oh, there's 2 street rates as well.
I think they're because they're the Modern Masters ones. They're harder to.
Yeah, I don't think he has an actual Cascade card at the moment.
I thought I saw one. I thought I saw a demonic card, but
no, I think he has
another
Carabid, 2 street wraiths, either another Carabid or a Deadshot Minotaur, and some other card, which I think is a
well,
land.
at the very least, this hand can find that combo very quickly. He's literally just replacing his hand almost at end of turn. So
yeah.
Right, so we're going for double white. This means Kazandu Blade Master. Orin Reef Survivalist is also a play, but I'm sorry, Akom Battlesinger would be excellent here. However, I think the more prudent play would be to cast like a non-haste creature and then swing in for really huge next turn. If you have the Akom, because that way you go a little wide.
Getting his
land before combat.
Anemic Beats for 2. And then maybe going for Rest in Peace here? Nope.
Oh man, with Rest in Peace would have been so sweet.
Yeah, that would have been
game.
Not game necessarily. I mean, Felipe has a lot of cards in his hand.
Oh, draws the living end.
The
worst.
That is the worst.
So it's only 1 street wraith, I think, actually. Oh no, that's the second one right there.
That looked like
that's Violent Outburst. So a land means I'm pretty sure he has one too. A land turns his hand on. There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Doesn't even matter.
So this is going to be the actual sort of full-on. Oh, he did have a Demonic Dread.
This is almost like the nut, right?
I mean, obviously he wanted to cycle another mana cost creature there.
Right on time, right?
Yeah.
There's the Deadshot Minotaur. Yeah, I don't see a reason not to go for it here. There's like literally no reason. So gets 4 creatures, rats the board, and let's go. Let's get to the finals.
Getting 14 power on the board and on turn 4 against your opponent's nothing is pretty good, I heard.
Turn 3, sir.
Oh, excuse me, turn 3.
Yeah. Quite the speedy.
Felipe goes for a flourish with his full art foil swamp.
It's gonna do some amazing things here.
Yeah.
The only reason this hand works is because of foil swamp.
So he's going
Boom.
for the Madrid, targets his guy.
Yeah, this is.
Looks like James's tournament is coming to an end here, unless he's got something pretty good.
He's got to have something excellent, like we talked. Even a return to the ranks would not be very good here. Like
no,
this board is.
I don't know if there's any. I mean, he could have sort of a flurry of Path to Exiles to get reduce the damage that he's going to take.
Yeah, but geez.
Lightning Bolt does almost nothing here. Playing creatures. He's going to be playing creatures that are smaller than the creatures that Felipe is putting into play. It's pretty close to game.
Yeah, and we don't have I don't think we have results yet on who is in the finals. So I mean, let's let this play out. There's very few situations where I think James could actually turn this around. But let's see if maybe Felipe makes a mistake somewhere. I don't know what mistakes he could make, but Let's
well,
just see.
he's forced to attack with the Carabids, so he can't make that many mistakes.
Is it a 4-4 or
it's
is
a
it
4-4.
a okay?
4-4
Okay.
must attack.
4-4 must attack. Okay, because yeah, I mean I agree. None of James's creatures can battle that straight up.
I mean, if it's possible, if James deploys a couple threats here and is able to get a Coco off on the following turn.
Yeah, I thought that too. That's like a possibility.
He could get back into the game slightly, but again, you know, his creatures are just going to be smaller. I mean, he does get the triggers, the rally, not rally ability.
The original ally ability.
Yeah, original.
Gets
Zendikar
+1/+1 counters
when
an ally comes into play. Yeah.
But it looks like James's hand is a little bad.
Yeah.
I see Fire Mantle Mage. I see Lightning Bolt.
No, I mean not playing a creature here does not seem good.
And a land, it looks like. Yeah, so his hand is not good.
Oh yeah. So pathing a 4/4, taking 10. Jeez. And
Street rates are 3/4s, correct?
Yeah, they're 3/4s. A Swamp Walk, obviously not relevant, but yes.
So in comes the team. James will probably opt to path one of the Carabids.
I mean, here's a question for you.
Maybe Felipe.
How
Felipe.
Felipe, yeah. How aggressively do you think in this particular matchup do you mull towards Rest in Peace?
If he's only got one, you can't really be that aggressive about it.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Oh, so he does have Violent Outburst, which is not lethal, but that's going to put James to 1.
Yep, 13 damage. He's going to choose not to cast. Yeah, he's going to choose not to Cascade. Or he still has to Cascade, right?
You can't choose not to Cascade.
He has to Cascade, but he's going to choose not to cast. Yeah, so yeah, Felipe's aware. Okay. So
he's
whoa.
fetching for his path right now.
Oh. Well,
which is not how he ordered the spells, but I don't know.
well, this is unfortunate, but seems.
I mean, I don't think it's going to change the outcome of this match at all, but you cannot choose not to Cascade. You can choose not to cast the spell that's revealed, but the Cascade ability triggers no matter what.
Is he doing it? No. Damn. Okay, well,
we'll
let him know next game.
Yeah, he's putting James to 1, and probably just passing here.
Yeah.
There's nothing in
There's
James'
no coming
list,
back, right? Yeah.
That's going to get him out of this hold. Like he'd need some sort of Wrath at this point, and he cannot fetch. So yeah,
right.
that's gonna be game.
Felipe off to the finals. Looks good. All right, cool. So
so yeah, Felipe's hands looked pretty good in all three of those games. You know, he had a little bit of trouble in the first one where James came out aggressive, but you know, Living In does its work.
Living In does do its work. I'd be interested. Well, we're gonna find out really soon, but I'd be interested to see what's coming up in this